you had a great weekend. I hope you're ready for the morning. We do have our co-host Alina is already here. So let's give a big morning manifesto shout out to Alina, our morning co-host.
Good morning.
Good
when
morning,
do I get a
Alina.
cute little illustration?
Are you going to be permanent co-host? If you're permanent co-host, then you would get an illustration. Are you permanent? Are you going to be here every morning with me?
Hold on. Damn you, Ron.
Oh my God, we're not doing the damn gerbil hamster shit.
That's a hamster. Listen, that's what the people want. I mean, I get. Well, what if you did morning manifesto with Jovan and sometimes Alina?
It's funny. The original logo that this was made by one of my art team, Lily. The original logo that they made was with Jovan Bradley and guest, but I didn't like the and guest.
Yeah.
Really quickly, I want to start every morning manifesto with a manifesto. So I'm going to read a quote. Every morning, I'm going to read a quote that's got to do with liberation, anti-oppression, and anti-capitalism. This morning, we have the profit motive, when it is the sole basis of an economic system, encourages a cutthroat competition and selfish ambition that inspires men to be more concerned about making a living than making a life. That is from Martin Luther King Jr., which is why every time someone tells me Martin Luther King Jr. wasn't a socialist, I say, the f is you talking about? But welcome into the live, everybody. So here's the thing with Morning Manifesto. I have figured out that I'm going to theme every day. So Monday is going to be Anti-Maga Monday. So Monday is where we're going to talk about MAGA stuff. We're going to talk about Trump. We're going to talk about his presidency, all that. Tuesday, I don't know what Tuesday should be. What should Tuesday be? Wednesday is going to be Woke Wednesdays. And then we got to find a Thursday one as well. Friday.
What if we did Tuesday about economic stuff, economic theory, or economic stuff in the news or whatever, and we called it Trickle Down Tuesdays.
Trickle Down Tuesday is good. Tuesday should just be our day for anti-capitalism, bad things. I like Trickle Down Tuesday. Trickle Down Tuesday is great. Okay, so we have Anti-Maga Monday, Trickle Down Tuesday, Woke Wednesday. What should Thursday and Friday be? That's the ones we have to figure out. Once we have a Thursday and Friday, we'll be good. By the way, Alina, if you are going to be my permanent co-host, that means you're going to be in control of the guest requests, like always.
Ooh.
I don't even want to touch the guest requests.
What if Friday was fuck around and find out Friday, or FAFO Friday?
FAFO Friday.
It could be stories or different little like that congresswoman that's upset that they didn't want to allow her to vote remotely, the Republican congresswoman, when she was with the child or whatever.
Oh, I haven't even seen that. That's hilarious. Yeah. People said Fascist Friday. I feel like that's going to fall into Anti-Maga Monday. You know? I want a day where we talk strictly about where we champion our LGBTQ friends, but there's not a good friendly Friday. No, we'll have to keep thinking about it. But so far, I really like Anti-Maga Monday, Trickle Down Tuesday, Woke Wednesday. Maybe Woke Wednesdays are when we'll. They Them Thursdays is so funny, bro. Fruity Friday is crazy. That's just insane. Fruity Friday is wild. Just a reminder, if you do want to support the morning streams, I do have a tip goal every morning. That all the money that I make goes back into me being able to continue to make content for you guys. So if you want to send a tip, if you do type in the word read before your tip, I will read, on Cash App or Venmo, I will read whatever message you type in between talks, in between the breaks, and all things like that. Today's topics, just so everybody's aware for Anti-Maga Monday, we have MAGA is a cult, MAGA refused to hold Trump accountable, Trump is anti-democracy, and MAGA hate women. I didn't do news because I was so busy doing other stuff this weekend, but the good news is Jovan did win an eBay bid on a 19, what year was it, by the way, so that I have the year correct. It was for a 1998 Tiger Electronics Pokemon Pokédex. It was a toy I had as a kid that I realized when I realized as I started to make adult money that, oh shit, I can just rebuy all the toys that I had as a kid. So I'm also going to bid on a Fisher Price play set that was a castle with knights and stuff because I'm like, nice. Anyway, I'm gonna as we hang out today, I'm gonna make our weekly schedule. Aline, if there are any guests, feel free to bring them in. If you guys want to chat, if you disagree with any of the topics on the board, you can feel free to send a guest request. We will for sure let you in if you disagree. What's up, Childish? Do you agree or disagree with what's on the board?
I agree with everything. I actually just wanted to join to say, hey, Javon, man, I love you. Like, you're awesome. I listen to your debates all the time. But full agreements. Just wanted to show you some love, man. You're awesome. Keep doing what you do.
Oh, shit. Thank you.
Yeah, man, absolutely.
WD for you, honestly.
Appreciate it. I would debate some people, but I don't know if that's like the kind of panel we have right now.
Well, we just have an open panel. We don't have any disagreements in the box right now. So we could just talk in general about how dumb MAGA is.
Oh, absolutely.
You know what I need to add to the board? You know what topic I need to add to the board? The fact that and this will be a question in general for everybody watching the stream today. Do we think MAGA people are dumb or liars? They're one of the two. Which one do we think?
I would have to say it's probably a combination of both because, you can't have one without the other, in my opinion. But
so here's the thing. I've been doing debates for a long time, and I've been debating Trump for a long time. Project 2025 was like just a flat out lie, right? When Trump was like, I don't know anything about it. I don't know any of the people that wrote it. I'm not associated with it. Blatant lie. We know at this point. So when all the MAGA people said he has nothing to do with it, were they lying or were they stupid? That's the question on my mind.
I think both. Some probably even lying to themselves.
Oh, lying to themselves is good. Also, we are not calling it Frenemies Friday because that's going to open the gate to you-know-who. No way.
I like
Frenemies. I know you're probably here lurking. If you guys send Jovan the hamster, he will also make the hamster sound.
No. But if you send me a lion, I will purr. Zach, is that your name? Do you agree or disagree with the prompts on the board?
I disagree. I think y'all have clearly illustrated why you lost the election and why you will continue to lose elections.
Great. Do you think MAGA people were lying, or do you think they were just stupid when it came to Project 2025?
I don't think it's either one. And Trump's not president yet, so he hasn't enacted it. So how could it be a lie?
I'm sorry. Do you think Project 2025 is like a legislation to be enacted, or do you think it's a plan for a transition of power into the next presidency?
I mean, it's full of policy ideas that Trump can or cannot enact.
Okay, so you would know that it's like a transitional plan to go from this presidency into Trump's, and how he needs to structure his cabinet and his administration, right? You would agree with this?
Yeah.
Okay, so when would you start putting through a transitional plan? Would you put it through after you come into the office or while you're waiting to get into office?
I mean, he can put whoever he wants on the cabinet. That doesn't mean Project 2025 is going to happen.
Okay, can you answer the question I just asked though? Would you put? Okay. So you would put it through before. So when Project 2025 is specifically called the Presidential Transition Project, you would put it through during the transition period, which would be now, correct?
I mean, not necessarily.
So you wouldn't put a transition project during the transition?
Project 2025 is not exclusive to Trump. It's conservative policy. It's not for Trump to do or to not do.
Alina, how many times, real quick, Childish, Alina, how many times is Trump's name mentioned in Project 2025?
That was my question.
Oh, I don't know, a fuck ton.
Over
Interesting.
100?
Here's another question for you, Zach. Here's another question for you, Zach. Who did Trump pick for his FCC chair? Who did he pick? Who did he pick to head the FCC?
I don't know the FCC pick.
Okay. Look at the screen. The FCC pick was Brendan Carr. What did Brendan Carr do before Trump picked him to head the FCC?
No idea. It doesn't matter.
Beautiful. Brendan Carr wrote the section of Project 2025 that had to deal with the FCC. So if Trump knows nothing of Project 2025, doesn't know who's involved, isn't a part of it, why would he pick the guy who wrote the section on the FCC to head the FCC? Now, here's what's going to happen, Zach. Either you're going to recognize that you might be wrong on something and you're going to learn and grow and you're going to change your opinion, or you're going to double down. Wrong. Which one is going to happen now? What do you have to say about that?
A matter of being wrong. You fundamentally you don't understand what Project 2025 is. It's not for Trump.
It sounds like you don't either.
Trump is the current president. That's why he's transitioning.
So you doubled down. That's crazy.
2025.
I need a big graphic to show up on screen when they double down. Like a big double down. In fact, I'll work on that right now. I'll work on that right now.
If you didn't think Trump was going to use some of Project 2025, you're just you're an unintelligent person.
Okay, so when Trump said, I know nothing about Project 2025, I have nothing to do with it, I don't know who wrote it, that was a lie.
So you're saying politicians lie? Yeah, they do on both sides. That's called playing.
Okay, so see what you're doing here. You're trying to escape Trump's culpability. You're doing point number
you do the same thing with Democrats. Yeah.
You're doing point number 2. Can you tell me any time I've not held Democrats accountable?
The whole Democratic Party, right as soon as
me. You said I do this. You said I do this. When have I not held Democrats accountable? No, you said I. You said me. You said I. You said you, me. You said I do this. When have I not held Democrats accountable?
Look, I'm here representing conservatives. You're here representing Democrats. I'm not talking about you.
I don't like the Democratic Party. I'm not here representing Democrats. I'm not here representing Kamala Harris. I don't necessarily like Kamala Harris either.
She was appointed to border czar, and then as soon as Trump wins
this is
she was never border czar.
Okay, so I would like you to now show me. I would like you to present me, Zach. I would like you to present me a official document from the White House marking Kamala Harris as border czar.
It doesn't matter if the term was specifically border czar.
Oh, okay. So she wasn't labeled as, she wasn't put forth as the border czar. Got it.
Joe Biden is quoted as saying she is the border czar.
Okay, when was wait. Show me Joe Biden's quote of him saying that she was border czar. Show me that quote.
No, I'm not pausing my screen to go find the article. You know it's true.
That shit don't exist.
You're just being disingenuous. That's all liberals do. That's
because it does not exist.
It's funny how we can bring up shit that like Kamala and like Biden do, like quotes and everything. But then when we want to be like, oh, what about Trump? What has he said and everything? Oh, well, that's not what he really meant. That's not what was really going on. The Democrats. So where's the quote that Biden said that Kamala was the border czar? And furthermore, when has the vice president ever been the border czar?
Was Kamala Harris not appointed to oversee the border?
No.
And causes that reasons that the border is a problem?
You know, when you go onto the YouTube and you see Trump saying stuff, I want you to know that not everything he says is true. You know that, right?
Nothing I'm saying came out of Trump's mouth.
So who started the border czar thing?
Joe Biden.
Great. So
where did he say that?
So hold on, Childish. So here we have. I'm gonna have to add a fifth point, which is MAGA refuses to source anything. Because I'm going to ask again. You've made the claim that Joe Biden specifically said you. No. We're not pivoting. You've tried to pivot every time you've been proven wrong.
I came in to talk about the prompt.
This is a pivot. This is the Project 2025 thing is directly the Project 2025 thing is a direct position on prompt number 2. that MAGA refuses to hold Trump accountable. Trump lied, and you refuse to hold him accountable for his lie.
No. It's not a matter of not holding him accountable. Everybody
Come on, dog.
brain knows that Project 2025 is probably going to be used. It's playing
So
politics.
he lied, and you're not holding him accountable for his lie.
Because
Thank
politicians lie on both sides. That's never going to change. I can't stop it. You can't stop it. Why are we
Except I will hold the Democrats' foot to the fire when they lie, because I think it's fucking cowardice. You, on the other hand, will glaze up Trump when he.
My entire life, my entire 27 years, I never see you guys hold.
You know what?
Democrats.
You know what? You're right. I have never seen a Chinese person riding a bicycle, so it must not exist, right? In my 31 years of life, I've never seen a Chinese person on a bicycle. So Chinese people on bicycles must not exist.
I would have seen it by now. I follow politics.
So Chinese people on bicycles, they must not exist because I've never seen them. So it just must not be real, right? Do we see how ridiculous that sounds?
I want to talk about the prompt. I agree with you that Project 2025 will be used probably, and that Trump was not forthright about it. I agree.
So then hold him accountable for it.
So what does that look like? Just are we going to take our votes back? Are we going to take him out of the presidency because he wasn't forthright about Project 2025?
At this point, you voted him in on a lie. You recognize that, right? You voted him in on this isn't even the first time. You have voted him in on direct lies. You've just let it happen, and you don't care. He's lied about a million things, and you're just cool with it.
Politicians lie.
That's not a good thing. That's not a good thing, Zach. That's not a good thing.
I wasn't going to vote for Kamala, so I voted for Trump.
Yeah, it's not a good thing that politicians lie. Maybe if you stop voting for them, they will stop lying. But instead, you said, "Nah, yeah, I'm gonna co-sign that bullshit."
Just a disingenuous talking point, bro.
No, it's not. What's disingenuous about it?
That's exactly what you did.
The reason I voted for him, so you can't say I voted him in.
Sure. Why did you vote for Donald Trump?
Okay, perfect. I didn't vote specifically for Donald Trump. I vote conservative values. It doesn't matter who the conservative is.
Which conservative values is Donald Trump going to put forth in the next administration that you voted for?
It's going to be a conservative administration, which means it's a more Christian administration compared to a Democrat administration.
Okay, this is my favorite. This is my favorite. I love that you brought that up. I love that you brought that up. What is Christianity? We are talking about the prompt. What is Christianity?
I want to go through every point of the prompt.
We're talking about the prompt. What is Christianity?
Christianity is the belief in Jesus Christ.
It's the belief in Jesus Christ and following the teachings of Jesus Christ. That's Christianity. It's following the teachings of Jesus Christ specifically. The conservative party is anti the teachings of Jesus Christ. They're anti everything Jesus Christ stood for.
That's not true at all. Conservative.
Want to bet?
The nuclear family.
You want to bet? Jesus Christ didn't give a shit. Jesus Christ didn't give a shit about the nuclear family. Jesus Christ didn't care about the nuclear family. Let me ask you. No. We're gonna go through. You've made the claim. You've made the claim that you voted for Donald Trump because conservatives will uphold Christian values, yet I don't think you understand what Jesus taught. So we're going to go through Matthew 25, the sheep and the goats, which is my favorite thing, which is like verbatim Jesus Christ telling you what he wants. Okay. So Jesus Christ, when he comes back, when the Son of Man comes in his glory, we are. You brought it up. Don't get mad. No, but I studied Christianity.
I'm not going to talk about the Bible with you.
Yes, we are. Yes. Oh, yes, I do. I think you're the one who doesn't. You're afraid now. See, you're afraid because I brought up direct evidence of Jesus Christ's teachings, and now you're afraid because you're like, oh shit, if I really think about this critically, Jesus Christ didn't support anything conservatives did. What? Stripping away benefits, taking away people's food, taking away food. That's not Christ-like. For I was hungry and you gave me something to eat is pretty direct quote from Jesus Christ. Conservatives stripping away Medicare and Medicaid benefits. For I was sick and you looked after me doesn't seem like a really Jesus Christ thing to do. So Christian conservatives wanting to like bar immigration and making immigration harder for I was a stranger and you invited me in doesn't seem really Christ-like. Seems actually antithetical to the things Christ taught. So if you want to actually talk about Jesus, about being a Christian, so don't bring it up. You brought it up, did you not? Don't backtrack. Don't be afraid. Don't be afraid. You said the reason you went with conservative values is because you're a Christian. Now you're walking it back. I understand you're walking it back because you didn't realize, oh shit, this guy might have actually read the Bible before. This guy might have actually studied shit in the Bible. You don't have to be a Christian to open the fucking book. In fact, most people who probably have the best knowledge on the Bible aren't actually Christians. They're just religious scholars. So they've read not only the Bible, but they've read multiple different translations, multiple texts, and multiple religious books. Yeah, because you're afraid. You don't want to talk about your actual shit. You're scared. Go ahead and talk. Go ahead and talk.
Okay,
go ahead. Chucky from Rugrats, talk.
Go about ahead. The Bible. I'm not here to say conservatives go strictly off of the Bible. I'm saying Christian values are found in the conservative party.
What are Christian values?
Not the party of transgenderism.
What are Christian values?
Of DEI, affirmative action.
What are Christian values? What are Christian values?
Bro, you know what Christian values are?
No,
nuclear family.
Nuclear family. Show me in the Bible where Jesus Christ says a Christian value is the nuclear family. Where? Give me a verse and chapter.
He says you will leave your family. A man will leave his family to join his wife and become one. That is nuclear.
That has nothing to do with the nuclear family. What are you talking about?
A man and a woman. What do you think a nuclear family is?
Nuclear family would be two parents and a child. That's what the nuclear family means. No, it's two parents.
Not true at all. Nuclear family is a man and a woman. You just don't know what you're talking about.
No, it's two parents.
Anyways, you're clearly uneducated on the Bible. Can we get to the prompt?
We are in the prompt. We are literally talking about the prompt.
No,
we're quite literally talking about the prompt. I've asked you why you voted for Donald Trump. You said so here's what's going to happen, chat. The guest wants to move on because he doesn't want his beliefs pushed. He doesn't want his beliefs checked. So clearly he wants to move on. So go ahead. You're afraid and you want to move on. So we'll move on. You're terrified. So we'll move on. What do you want to talk about next?
Okay.
Go ahead.
MAGA is a cult. I completely disagree. I think liberals are absolutely a cult. I think it's proven day in and day out.
Define cult.
You guys shave you see all these women shaving their head in protest of Trump. That's cult behavior.
Define cult. Define cult.
Conservatives are adults.
Define
liberals
cult.
Are children.
Define cult.
Why do y'all always do this? We know what we're talking about.
Cult.
You don't have to have a definition of cult to understand.
Yeah, you do. Cult. Yes, you do. You have to have you have to have a definition of words to understand what the words mean. Yeah, that's kind of a thing with language. I don't know if you know this.
So a cult
Zach,
is a group of people following one person.
So don't people have birthday parties for this man?
Zach, what is this?
Don't know who the people are. It looks like a cake of Trump.
It's a Trump themed wedding, friend.
Okay, so what does that have
Do you have any examples of a Biden or a Kamala themed wedding?
I just gave you an example of liberal women shaving their head protesting Trump.
How is shaving? Wait, I'm sorry. You said hold on. You said a cult is when a group of people follow one person. How is them shaving their heads following somebody? Who are they following?
Obviously a cult.
Who are they following? Who are they following, stupid?
This is the
don't do this because I knew you were going to do this. I knew for a fact you were going to do this. You said a cult.
Every time I make a point.
There's no goalpost. You defined cult as a group of people following another person. And now you're saying, well, these people all shave their heads, so they're in a cult. Who are they following? Who's the person? Name the person, Zach. So Joe Biden said, hey guys, go shave your heads. When did he say this?
So Trump told these guys to go have a Trump-themed wedding. What are you talking about, bro?
So why did they shave their heads?
Why can y'all not have an honest conversation? It's so
you are literally the one who's being unhonest. It's fucking crazy. Yo, let's start a poll. Mods, can we start a poll? I want to know from the chat who's being dishonest here. Us or Zach's stupid self? Who's the one that's actually being dishonest?
You just asked me who told them to go shave their head. Who told them to go have a Trump-themed wedding? Did Trump tell them?
Probably. When he tells people to love him and that he's the best and that he's the only person that can save their democracy and that he's all that. Yeah.
He called himself the chosen one.
Yeah, and then when liberals say Trump's Hitler, he's a fascist. He's gonna deport all of your family members.
Trump is doing mass deportation. Yeah, he's already said that. Trump has already said he's doing. Trump has literally said he's doing mass deportation. What are you talking about?
It's not fear mongering if they actually should be afraid of him.
He is doing mass deportation. I'm 100% for it, but it doesn't mean all of your family and all brown people are going to be sent out of the country. That's not
so he is doing mass deportation then. So you lied about that.
No, he is, and I'm all for it. I'm not lying about it. I'm all for mass deportation.
So he is. Okay, so what do you think happens when you mass deport 5% of the workforce, Zach? What do you think happens to an economy when 5% of the workforce disappears?
I think that when people cross the border illegally, they should be deported.
How about you answer? It's crazy that you refuse to answer a question directly. What do you think happens? What do you think happens? I'm sorry.
I don't care what happens.
I'm sorry. Shut the fuck up. Whose live are you in right now, Zach? Whose live are you in? Whose live are you in right now?
Soft ass live.
Whose live are you in? So when I ask you a question, you fucking answer it. This isn't a fucking back and forth communication here. This is a fucking Jovan-tatorship. This is a dictatorship of the fucking Joletariat. I ask the question, you fucking answer it. If you got a problem, take your sorry ass to another live.
Bro, you don't know what you're talking about. I'm trying to educate you.
Bitch, the fuck you think this is? I ask the fucking questions here. It's my live. If you don't like it, ba-boom.
He's so obsessed with this. He was on my live. He gets paid to kick like almost every day on my live.
Please.
All the Zacks.
Shout out to Vicky for the Cash App, getting us started, the ball started on our morning tips. Everybody say W to Vicky. Can we get a big baddie W to Vicky in the chat? Remember, if you want to tip, Cash App and Venmo are on the screen. And if you type in the word read and you type in a message, I will read whatever message you said online for everybody.
And if you send me hamsters, I will make the hamster sound.
So again, I just want to say, let's just go walk through all of the contradictions that Zach brought up. Zach said, I voted for Trump because they uphold Christian values. We know this to not be the case when we look at Matthew 25, when we look at the story of the sheep and the goats, and we see how conservative policies go directly against this. He said that, well, a cult has to be when you follow one person, which would be MAGA. I don't follow Joe Biden. I don't fucking like Joe Biden. I don't like Kamala Harris. If I had any better option, I would have voted against both of them. So this idea, also YouTube chat, cope and seethe, bro. I don't give a fuck. This idea that Zach knows what he's talking about is just kind of laughable, kind of hilarious.
I think it's pretty funny that when Christians say, oh, like it's the conservative values and they match your Christian values, I think honestly they're telling the truth because there's a lot more bad shit in the Bible, like genocide and, you know, the incest and all that. So I really do think it does follow conservative values, actually.
What about, what about that verse in the Bible where the daughter tricks her dad into sleeping with her?
Oh, that one too. Yeah, no, it wasn't just one daughter. It was actually two, and they took turns. So that sounds about right too.
That shit is crazy. The party of tricking your dad to sleep with you.
Not even tricking, just get him tipsy, him a couple of, cooler lights, he'll be all right.
Coors Light is crazy. Does anybody else disagree that can actually provide some form of argument? Because Zach sure couldn't.
He tried.
I'm making something real quick that's gonna be really great. Give me a second. I need this. What's a good black, I guess? Okay. And then if this you can bring somebody else up, Alina. While I currently work on what I'm working on. How do I do? Oh, I would just do transparent. Okay. Okay. Let's see if this will work now. Oh, wait. Oh, I got to do it as a GIF, right? As a GIF. Transparent. This one. This is gonna be
Make
great.
sure you guys are
Nancy's cooking.
Really
tapping
quick.
the screen, sharing the live.
Yes, please do. Also, Saria, thank you for the tip to the morning Manifundo. That's hilarious. Jacqueline, thank you for the tip. I'm in your cult now. All hail the Joletariat. Thank you so much. And Captain Black Sparrow, thank you for the tip as well. Can we get some big baddie W's for the tippers, everybody? Just Jen, do you agree or disagree with the topics on the board? Just Jen, hello? Hello? Hello there?
It's like they got a bad connection.
Hello there? Okay, well. We tried. Okay, let's see if this... Oh, shit. Wait, huh? That isn't working the way I wanted to.
If you think that the Democrats are in a cult, please request. I want to see.
Got it.
I want to see your evidence.
So this will be whenever they double down. I can now double down. I needed to have a. First of all, I need to put it over here.
It needs like a Mortal Kombat vibe.
I was thinking more like the Halo guy. Double down. That kind of
Double down. Kill atrocity.
kill you near.
Do you guys want me to read the sheep and the goats? Should I read the sheep and the goats?
The what?
The sheep and the goats, bro.
Oh, I gotta hear about this one.
It's
guy.
the absolute best Bible verse that just basically shows that conservatives are not Christians.
I think you can pull up a bunch of verses that shows they're not.
No way. Damn, Ron found a loophole. Alina. Ron sent $5 and I have to read, and it says hamster noise, hamster noise. Although I guess that's a loophole. I can just say hamster noise, hamster noise. That's my loophole.
Do you need the reference?
You can do the noise.
No. Do you need the sound?
Oh, doesn't it sound like a drill? Can't I just do?
No.
Yeah, when you did the noise, it sounded like a drill.
No, it's because I'm not doing it great.
That's a drill.
That's not a drill.
That sounds like a drill.
Same sound. Same sound.
To make it
Like a little bit lighter. Yeah.
You gotta make it with your mouth, though.
It's the same sound. Okay, ready? I'll make it with my mouth.
That was actually good.
That's fine. That works.
All right, let's do the sheep and the goats. So, when the Son of Man comes in his glory, remember who the Son of Man is? It's Jesus Christ. Comes in his glory and all the angels with him. He will sit on his glorious throne. This is talking about what will happen when Jesus comes back. All the nations will be gathered before him, and he will separate the people one from another as a shepherd separates the sheep from the goats. He will put the sheep on his right and the goats on his left. Then the king will say to those on his right, "Come, you who are blessed by my Father, take your inheritance, the kingdom prepared for you since the creation of the world." So remember, the sheep are the ones who are allowed to take their inheritance, which is heaven. Let's just remember this. The righteous will answer him. Oh, I'm sorry, I messed that up. For I was hungry and you gave me something to eat. I was thirsty and you gave me something to drink. I was a stranger and you invited me in. I needed clothes and you clothed me. I was sick and you looked after me. I was in prison and you came to visit me. So he said, you did all of this, so therefore you get to go to heaven. Then the righteous will answer him, "Lord, when did we see you hungry and feed you, or thirsty and give you something to drink? When did we see you a stranger and invite you in, or needing clothes and clothe you? When did we see you sick or in prison and go to visit you?" So they're like, well, but Jesus, we didn't do any of this to you. We didn't do any of this to you. What are you talking about? Then the king will reply, "Truly, I tell you, whatever you did for one of the least of these brothers and sisters of mine, you did for me." Now, who are the brothers and sisters of mine? That would just be people. So whatever you did for the least of you, you did for me. So Jesus is saying, in order for you to accept your inheritance into heaven, you must feed me when I'm hungry, feed like the least of you in society. You feed them when they're hungry. You give them water when they're thirsty. You clothe them when they need clothes. You take care of them when they're sick. When they're a stranger, you invite them in. And when they're in prison, you visit them. Then he will say to those on his left, depart from me, you who are cursed, into the eternal fire prepared for the devils and his angels. So the goats on his left, he's like, get out, you're going to hell. You're going to HE double hockey sticks. Enjoy, have fun there. Have the greatest time. For I was hungry and you gave me nothing to eat. Now remember, what programs are Republicans trying to take away? SNAP, EBT, the programs that provide them people food. For I was thirsty and you gave me nothing to drink. I was a stranger and you did not invite me in. Remain in Mexico policy. I needed clothes and you did not clothe me. I was sick and in prison and you did not look after me. In prison would be private prisons, which are largely conservative led. And then sick would be Medicare and Medicaid that they're currently trying to cut. They also will answer, Lord, when did we see you hungry or thirsty, or a stranger and needing clothes, or sick and in prison and did not help you? He will reply, truly I tell you, whatever you did not do for the least of these, you did not do for me. Then they will go away to eternal punishment, but the righteous to eternal life. This is directly what Jesus taught. Help your fellow man get into heaven. Be selfish, you go to hell. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk. And every single person that's like, you're misinterpreting it. I'm not. I'm literally not. You just are not actually Christian. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk.
I didn't hear one set this guy kept on reading. He's out here with freaking Mickey Mouse ears trying to lecture us about God.
Oh, those are definitely cat ears.
Do you know the difference? Do you know the difference between Mickey Mouse and a cat?
Listen, you're a man. I'm not going to treat you as a cat.
I didn't ask you to, stupid. Did I at any point say I was a cat, dummy? Did I at any point? Hey guys, rewind the tape. When did I say I was a cat? Let's because Greg clearly doesn't know anything. I'd love to know when I said I'm a cat, Greg.
It's the stupidest thing.
When did I say I was a cat, Greg? When did I say I was a cat, Greg? When did I say I was a cat, Greg? When did I say I was a cat? When did I say I was a cat? I'm just waiting. When did I say I was a cat, Greg?
Call yourself furry, God.
When did I say I was a cat, Greg?
For you to sit here and call yourself furry,
when did I say I was a cat, Greg?
Call yourself.
When did I say I was a cat? When did I say it? When did I say I was a cat, Greg? I'm just waiting.
You never said it.
Oh, great. Did you guys hear that? I never said it. Greg, you can go back into the fiery pits of stupidom where you once came from. Dumb fuck.
So if you wear certain things, you become that thing?
Yeah, I'm wearing a Kenneth Cole shirt, so I am now Kenneth Cole.
Yo, I'm about to go put on.
I am fashion industry mogul Kenneth Cole, because apparently you wear something, you become that thing. Homie's never heard of clothing before.
I'm about to become the Flash. It's over.
Bazinga. Greg is another one of those people who could only double down. Wait, I need one. Wait, I also need one that says emotional for when we get men that just cry. Oh, I need a crash out one.
What do you mean? That wasn't a man. He said he didn't care about pronouns. That was clearly a woman.
You're right. So, that was a lady. My bad.
Didn't care about pronouns at all. So don't mind what they call.
Wait, I definitely need a emotional one. Like, I think that's just so funny.
I don't care about pronouns.
Greg is back in the box. Do we think Greg's gonna learn from his past mistake, or will Greg double down, everybody? What do we think's gonna happen? Will Greg learn, or will Greg double down? What do we think's gonna happen, chat?
Yeah, okay, childish. You call me a woman in my face, big man.
You are a woman. You said you don't care about pronouns, right?
The pronouns is the stupidest thing I've ever heard in my life.
Okay, what are your pronouns?
I'm a man. That's all I know. I'm a man.
Yeah, but what are your pronouns?
I don't know about nothing about pronouns. Man, at the end of the day, I'm a man. There's two genders in life. There is two genders in life. All this foolishness you guys are going by, calling yourselves, oh yeah, people have feelings and people should feel this. People, shut the hell up. Nobody wants to hear about this bullshit.
I'm sorry. Do you not think people have feelings?
Wait the fuck up, bro.
I'm sorry. Wait. I just want to confirm. Do people not have feelings?
Dumbass. Yeah,
okay.
Everybody in the chat.
Greg, do me a favor. Do me a favor. Can you
fucking morons.
Can you do me a favor? Can you do me a favor? Can you do me a favor?
The word of God.
The crash out is crazy.
The word of God. The
crash out is crazy.
Wait the hell.
Fully crash out, bro.
That's what the fuck needs to happen. Clearly, y'all ain't got no ladies at home.
Fully crashing out.
Fucking children. Y'all wouldn't be out here with fucking furry fucking headphones on, talking like fucking foolish fucking man. Wake the fuck up, man. What the?
Is the crashing out
Everybody
crashing out worth it?
America like we're fucking fools because the guy's like fucking you. That's exactly what's happening. You fucking dumb fucking fuck.
Really?
All in his
fucking idiot.
Oh, really?
Yeah, you fucking idiot.
Oh, wow.
What the fuck? What do you mean? You're gonna go to Africa and start calling people what's your fucking pronouns? What the fuck is wrong with you?
Oh, wow.
You're gonna go to Saudi Arabia and start asking people these stupid questions? People have real fucking problems here. You guys are making shit up, trying to cause problems when there's fucking none. Yeah, I'm fucking emotional because this shit is fucking real, you fucking dumb fuck.
Emotional damage, bro.
Fucking idiots. Like, that's the thing you guys don't understand.
You think
women are emotional creatures, right? Anti-Maga morning and all this sort of stuff. Well, look,
emotional.
Do we want
emotional?
You fucking morons.
I'm so emotional.
Whatever you guys are stating, it's not working for you guys. Wake the fuck up. Wake the fuck up.
Wake up, man. The government, man. The government.
The government, man.
Government what?
It's the government, man.
You guys are fighting for feelings
actually are
something that was assigned to you at birth.
Emotional.
What the fuck do? We need to argue about that. That's stupid.
I don't know, bro. You're the one coming over here like yelling.
No, you're the one trying to call me
emotional.
A fucking fuck. I'm a fucking real fucking man.
No, you're not. No, you're not. You are the furthest. You are the furthest thing. You are the furthest thing from a real man that I've ever seen in my life.
You like a 16-year-old boy who just got told no.
Hey, hold on. Wait, childish. Ready for this? Greg, what is a man? What is a man?
I was born a man. I have
what is a man?
That's
what
exactly
is a man?
Who I am. You fucking foolish.
What is a man?
Dick. I was born with a dick, so that's how I am a fucking man.
Okay.
That's how God made me.
Okay. Hold on. So you said great. Let's analyze this. So you said you're more of a man than us. Does that mean you have what? You have more dicks than we do? How many dicks do you have, Greg?
I'm about to say he on that Creo shit.
How many dicks do you have? How many dicks does it take to make you more of a man? If being a man just means having a dick, how many dicks do you have, Greg? 12? 13? 14? 75? How many dicks we talking? 34 dicks? That's a lot of dicks, Greg. I didn't know men could have 34 dicks, Greg. Do we think Greg realizes that it's like, oh, there we go.
Suck my fucking dick. You can't even throw on your own two balls.
Which one of your dicks?
Balls, sucker.
I'm sorry, which one of your dicks?
Two balls, sucker.
Which one of your dicks? Which one?
How are you more than a man? You won't even stand on your own fucking two balls. That's how much of a man I am.
Which one of your dicks?
Suck my fucking dick.
Emotional damage. Which one of your dicks, Greg?
Emotional damage. I'll slap both you.
Which one of your dicks, Greg?
You fucking furry motherfuckers. You ain't
which one of
shit.
Greg? Which one of your dicks?
Crash out. Bring me. Send me your ass to your crib. I'll show you what a crash.
Emotional.
Suckers. Suck my fucking
Greg,
dick.
which one? Which one, Greg?
Fucking nonsense. What the fuck is going on around this?
Greg, which one?
You fucking foolish son of a bitch. Yeah.
Which I just want to know which one, dog.
A man is a man and a woman is a woman. If y'all don't fucking,
I don't think you know what a man is, Greg.
Then y'all fucking stupid. Suck my fucking dick.
Which one?
Furry fucking faggot. And that little bitch fucking Anita. Oh, both of y'all can suck my fucking dick. Fuck you,
man, bro. Like, I don't know. That's the fourth time you told us to suck you.
Yeah, you for somebody who's apparently straight, you really want us to suck your dick.
Right. He wasn't even having the headphones on.
Oh, did he slur? What slur did he use? I missed it.
Who's Anita?
Oh man, can't read.
Is that supposed to be me? Am I Anita?
You're Anita. That's so funny.
I was minding my own business
anymore.
Wait for this new one. Wait for this new one that I'm making.
Oh no.
This one's gonna be funny to me and probably me alone. I just want to know to the people on the right watching the live. This your guy? That's how y'all get your jollies.
That's how real men react. You know.
That's how real men react. Chat.
A woman will, lead us to war, but a man, nah, never. He's cool, calm, and collected all times.
We can't put a woman in charge of the nuclear codes, but we could definitely put that in charge of the nuclear codes.
Mm-hmm. That's qualified right there.
He was very emotional, guys. Just like very emotional. I love the new pops. Those are great. Those were phenomenal.
See, it's men like that though that really gets me kind of like. I have a daughter and she's 8. I'm just like that right there. Like there's little boys who listen to men like him and will grow up to be just like that. I'm just like, oh my God, it's fucking terrible.
Well, when you're motherless, that's kind of what happens. Okay, here's the new one. Epic crash out.
I'm glad we had the same idea.
Epic crash out.
Double crash out.
I really do I wonder if I could find like an AI of the Halo guy's voice. I wonder if he's on Cameo. And I can get him to do these. That would be so sick, bro. Somebody recently. I need to see if the Halo voice guy is on Cameo. He is on Cameo? Bitch.
Oh no.
Yes, he is. $70? Oh, I can get him to say epic crash out, emotional, and double down. That would be so sick. Yo, shout out to Senior Poo Poo for the tip. For the emotions I don't have is crazy. Remember, if you're enjoying the live so far and all of the crash outs, please feel free to gift the panelists. Feel free to tip. I'm definitely booking a personal video from him right now. I would love it if you could say these 3 lines. Epic crash out. Emotional. Dude, I love this. Look at this picture. It's so funny. The YouTube chat is coping and seething. Like they always do. Mr. Bradley, are you sure you're male or are you female or both? The fuck kind of stupid question is that? You want to know if I'm sure I'm male? I'm 90% positive, but I've never been karyotyped like most people. So there could be some Y chromosomes. Here's the fun fact about chromosomes when it comes to sex chromosomes. So you have, not that YouTube's going to care about this, but here will be a teachable moment. I need a teachable moment one. So here will be the teachable moment for the day. Humans have multiple sex chromosomes in their body. So your cells will each contain XX or XY chromosomes. There's a thing called mosaicism. And then there's also true mosaicism. So mosaicism is just the biological component where your different cells can have different sex chromosomes. So you could have some XX, you could have some XY, and whichever one you tend to have the most of tends to be where your distribution will lie. True mosaicism, some call it chimerism, there's a couple different names, means you have a split. You have 50% XX cells and 50% XY cells. So if you have this, what are you? What would you be?
Now that doesn't work because it's only the male and females, and those don't count.
It's so only the baby makers. Okay, I'm gonna make one that's teachable moment.
Yo, I got actually hop off of here. I gotta get ready for work here in a little bit, but it's been a dream come true to finally be able to talk to you. Have some crash outs and everything. But hey, man, keep being you. It's been cool being up here.
All right, man. You have a good rest of your day.
I appreciate it. Have a good day, Alina.
Let's keep
Hey,
going.
Jovan. It's Sokanan.
What's up, friend? Well, you got a crazy echo.
Is it fixed?
Yes.
Okay. So you've got your definitions for mosaicism and chimerism a little goofed. I have chimerism. So the difference between mosaicism and chimerism is those with mosaicism have DNA that comes from the same place, while chimerism is two distinct sets of DNA.
Oh, yeah. Okay, yes. I do remember that. It's been a while since I've talked about them. Yes, you're correct. I had those. I had those incorrect. Yeah.
I was like, because I ate my twin in the womb. He was a man.
I totally forgot. It's been a while since I've used mosaicism or chimerism in like conversation. Just because I found that like it never really gets to there anymore. But yes, you're absolutely correct.
It's okay. They send me back to Unicorn Land when I bring it up anyways.
Sheesh.
I have been called an it more times than I can count. I was like, I don't know what you want from me in my one testy. Like, I don't know what you want. That's just floating around. Oh yeah, I take estrogen to be female. And then they're like, you look like a female. I said, yeah, it's the 5 milligrams of estrogen I take every night.
Yeah, I understand.
I don't know. I'm kind of at a point where I get a little annoyed with the intersex talking point though. Because I don't think most people know how, like, you do it respectfully, but most people do not.
Well, I think it's because most people are using it because first and foremost, I do talk to a lot of people who think intersex is like a third sex category. I disagree with this. I think intersex is just a list of conditions that will affect one or the other sex category. I guess you could say if you have like true, I don't know that we have a solid case of true like hermaphroditism in hey, thank you for the $5 cheese, then I could probably say, okay, now we have to like come up with like a third separate category. But until that day, I don't know that I would say that we necessarily need a third sex category yet. But yeah, I think most people when they use intersex are using it they're not using it to show that that the necessary condition for the category is being breached, I guess would be the word that I would use.
The thing that kind of trips me up is, because I know you use this as a lot, is that everyone likes to bring up vaginal agenesis. This is the first thing that endosex people like to talk about, right? And it's always interesting to me because you are more likely to have characteristics of both than you are to have characteristics of neither.
Sure. I just think vaginal agenesis puts like when people say, well, you have to have I think a lot of people think that when it comes to Sokanon, they want your pronouns.
They, them. It's fine.
Okay.
Thank you.
Which you guys should Sokanon's in the Discord. You should see them. When I bring up vaginal agenesis, it's to point out the flaw in the argument that you must have reproductive organs to be female. You must have like a female reproductive system to be female, because there are going to be people with vaginal agenesis who may be born without a reproductive system completely. And then the argument, again, the necessary condition falls apart. So that's the reason I use those.
I get that, but then it comes to people like me where I'm about a 60-40 split, XX and XY, because again, ate my twin. And I could have taken testosterone to be male and would have developed mostly male. So then it kind of becomes like this weird crosshair of like some intersex conditions do fall in this like third gray area.
I still don't know if they would fall like being able to choose the distribution, I guess would say that I still don't know if I would say it's not still a bimodal distribution. It's just you're falling in the middle of that bimodal model, and then you can move, because you can't move to some third thing. I mean, I guess unless you stayed without taking testosterone or estrogen for your whole life. But what would the third? What would this now third? What would this third category be? I still think that we're still on a bimodal distribution when it comes to like sex.
Yeah, so my options when I was 9 years old, why they presented this to a 9-year-old, don't know. Puberty develop into stereotypical male puberty, or to take puberty blockers until I was like 15 and figure it out there. And I was 9, and I said, well, everyone's called me a girl my whole life, so we're just gonna do that. Mm-hmm. And then my uterus just like doesn't work and is malshapen, and my one random testy, the usual problems.
Yeah, 100. I absolutely. I guess the thing would still be like, if we're also, hello Lala, welcome into the live. If we're talking about whether or not sex is on a bimodal model or not, whether we need to move from the bimodal distribution to allow for like a third or fourth or fifth category option. I guess it would just depend on what those other categories would be, and how, like, do we have people that actually do fit into those categories, or are people still just fitting into male and female?
Would you consider then gender to be on a bimodal distribution?
No, because I don't think gender is something that can be categorized like sex is, because when we're looking at gender is going to be categorized based on the society you're in. So like we might have 2 gender categories, typically in the West, but like indigenous tribes they had 3. The Torah has 8, I think. So I wouldn't say gender's bimodal. I would say sex would be the only thing that could possibly be on a bimodal distribution model.
I bring up this like third sex category because as an intersex person who's also indigenous, from the Manawan Atacamac tribe up in Canada, right? Being intersex is that third sex category. Any distribution between the 2 sex categories makes you two-spirit.
Sure, but two-spirit would be a gender, right? It wouldn't be a sex.
It is, but you're only assigned that based on your sex characteristics.
Sure, but I don't think that would... If we're looking at what a bimodal distribution is, intersex being a gender like two-spirit would make sense if that's how that culture is using it, but it wouldn't fit it into outside of the bimodal model. You know what I mean? Because the intersex would just fall in between the male and female, right? So that would fall into the bimodal model still.
But then again, you bring up conditions like vaginal agenesis and MRKH syndrome, who then fall outside of that completely because they're not in between. Mm-hmm. They are on the opposite side.
Okay, so the question would become then how you're categorizing male and female. That would now be the question, because I don't think somebody just lacking reproductive organs would mean they're not male or female. Right. I think that male and female, like the sufficient categories for male and female, in my opinion, would be like, I mean, I guess I don't even know that. Actually, now that I think about it, I don't even know that we can cleanly do a bimodal model, because it would be the only thing that I could think would be the expression of the SRY gene, but the SRY gene can express on the X chromosome. So like, what do you do then? Like, how do you like? I don't know what the sufficient categories would be. Also, Alina, that fucking picture is taking me out. I don't know what the category would be for, I don't know how we would specifically categorize them when human sex development is just not cleanly splittable like that.
Well, that's why I challenge the bimodal spectrum narrative a little bit, because there is no clean box and then a clean set in between. Like, if that was the case, I'd be like, yeah, that makes sense. But because humans express in so many different ways, sex just kind of is.
It would basically just be a typical, you could say like we're human beings are typically bimodal, but there would always be outliers. You could say like typically we have 2 sex categories, but there would always be outliers. So I mean, it would just be adding typical to all the things that we say, basically.
But you know conservatives don't know how to use those words, Jovan.
Conservatives don't know how to use any words except for rah rah MAGA. But yes, you're right. We are on topic for a different. We're on Anti-Maga morning, so we should get back to Anti-Maga morning. Alina is keeping me on task. Sorry, Alina.
I'm trying.
But it was a teachable moment.
And if you're in the Discord, feel free to DM me if you want more intersex stories. I have lots of them.
All right, thank you, Sokanan.
Have a good one.
You too. If anybody disagrees, feel free to hop in the box. We're still going with Anti-Maga Monday. Alina, I'm loving these. Like, this to me is the funniest shit. Like, the little guy, it's so good. It makes me laugh so much. So you want to make America worse? LOL, SMH, MAGA 2024 and beyond. Shut up, bro. If y'all on YouTube are so brave, hop over to TikTok and join the live. Be brave if you're gonna be brave, bro. But I don't think you're brave. I think you're all fucking cowards, dude. Literally, you are all cowards. If you're brave, be brave. Otherwise, be a coward. That's where we're at right now. If you disagree, Lala, do you agree or disagree? You're muted, Lala.
I don't know if Lala knows that they're here.
Hello?
Lala.
Okay, then. I posted a TikTok calling out a specific creator. And I'm very happy to see people seeing it and then unsubscribing and unfollowing that creator.
Oh, I didn't see the video.
Oh, you didn't? There was a creator who is a social worker, or it might be a counselor, I don't remember because I don't like them, who said that race was biological and was spouting race realist shit. And that, like, your race is your D is in your DNA, which is just not true. So when a bunch of Black creators said, hey, this isn't true, we'd love if we can, like, talk to you about it, this creator was like, yeah, sure, you can do that. And then when we all got into a Discord, he ghosted all of us. Just directly ghosted us. So this is like a year ago, so I'm calling him out. What's the username?
Yes.
Not someone doxing themselves in my YouTube comments. Here, I'll pull up his username. I don't give a fuck. Fuck him. I don't like the motherfucker anyway. This would be, if you guys know Aaron, his username is the.yearye.sa. This was Aaron, if you guys know. Used to be on the channel, used to come in and debate and everything. And then they did some racist shit, so we don't fuck with them no more. So, yeah.
How long do you think he's been bald for?
Is that Brendan Carr?
This?
Yeah, who's that? Am I stupid?
That's Stephen Miller.
Oh, that's Stephen Miller. Forever.
Yeah, he has to have been bald since he was 20. Look at that. What is that, a 10 head?
10 head is crazy. Also, what's up, Lainey? Bro, don't be scared. If y'all are going to be in the comments talking shit, get into the box. You're fucking terrified, bro. Do I need to put all of these on a t-shirt? Like, should Double Down go on a t-shirt? Double Down. He emotional. Epic crash.
How did I get up here?
I don't know. You requested.
Did I request?
Yeah.
Oh, I must have just like accidentally tapped it when it was in my pocket or something. Sorry, y'all.
Oop,
I'm driving right now. I mean, I'm traveling. Sorry, traveling. I'm traveling. So I'm gonna drop
Okay,
down.
lady. Oh, is that Chair?
Yes, bestie. I'm
Hi,
here for
bestie.
tea time. Oh my god, you're my favorite tea person. I don't know if I ever told you this, but you are.
I don't give a fuck.
No, you're good at it too. You're just like genuinely good at it for no reason.
Austin, do you agree or disagree with the topics on the board?
I'm somewhat in the middle because myself, I'm a libertarian. So I do see either side and their faults. So with MAGA, I would say there are cult-like tendencies with the lower intelligence people, but I would say the same thing on the Democratic side.
Okay. Give me an example of Democrats being low intelligence. I don't disagree, but what's an example?
Well, I would say because education doesn't necessarily mean intelligence. You can be educated on topics, but you can't get the full grasp of it. So what I'm meaning is kind of like best description would be someone like AOC. She is an educated, intelligent, I believe she was a litigator before, correct?
I don't know enough about AOC's history.
But there was when she was talking to now is the head of the border right now, going to be in charge of it once Trump becomes elected. She was asking very leading questions and just trying to make it a morally wrong thing rather than it's like, hey, people entered illegally. They don't necessarily need to be here. We should push them across the border. And she was saying, well, is there any way to do it without separating families? And that's kind of like, he said, if I was driving drunk or committed a crime with my kid, I'm going to be separated from my kid. That's kind of how it works.
Yeah, I mean, personally, I don't think those things are analogous.
Yeah, not at all. Like, I think how would crossing the border be a public threat?
Because you don't know who you are.
Do you know the people that live in your country?
I know the
I don't know
immediate
who
people
you are,
around me, yes.
Austin. Based on your name, you're probably a threat to me.
Yeah, I don't think that somebody
I could possibly be. You never know. That's kind of the point.
Right. Yeah, but you're only a
we have our
public
own
threat.
civil liberties because we're in America. We all have these rights because we were born here.
You as a libertarian specifically, I don't think you can just like create certain assumptions or create certain connotations just because of their country of origin. Like, I think you only determine whether or not somebody is a public threat if they're doing actions that are indicative of being a public threat. And then I agree, after that, we can obviously talk about it.
I also just don't think that we should be separating families for victimless crimes.
Well, it's technically not a victimless crime because it does affect our economy, and that's affecting thousands of people that are low.
It affects our economy positively. Do you know how much taxes the undocumented immigrants pull into our economy every year?
How much welfare do they take out?
Not as much as they pay.
Especially
because they can't. No, because they can't access these programs. They're not able to access these programs. So they're paying. Like, we have specific programs for undocumented people, but it's nowhere near. They pull in over $100 billion in taxes every year.
What if they're sending the money home? That's not going back into our own economy.
Wait. What? They are generating, per the IRS, $100 billion in tax revenue every single year. Doesn't matter if they're sending money home; they're still generating $100 billion in tax revenue. How would they be at fault for us being in debt? That would be the fault of spending. Like for instance, if we want to talk about debt, right? I would say that one of the biggest reasons for debt increase was like politicians like Trump increasing the deficit while decreasing increasing spending while decreasing our tax revenue, thus enlarging the deficit. That would be a part of the reason why we're in debt, spending.
Yeah, I mean, you wouldn't say that about American taxes either. Like if I say I collect like, let's say $100 in taxes from like the citizens, but I spend like 300 in taxes on stuff, then obviously the deficit is not like necessarily the American taxpayer's fault, but rather my spending habits. Like that's what we would have to analyze in that instance.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. But they generate quite a bit of money. I mean, obviously there's spending associated with undocumented immigrants as well. Like we're not going to deny that, but it's going to be a net plus. And we have seen that historically, that whenever immigrants have been introduced in society, our economy has flourished because, you know, not only do we take massively advantage of them, we also don't give them access to the welfare programs that most Americans have access to.
I'd say in some cases, I'd say the last few recent years with New York State making it to where you don't have to be a U.S. citizen to vote in their state elections.
Multiple states have this though. This isn't just a New York thing. Multiple states don't.
I was using it as an example.
Yeah, but what's the issue with somebody voting in a local election? Do they live there? They live in that local area.
Because they're going to vote for the side that's giving them those things.
Right,
It's like
They're not getting those things. That's the thing I'm saying. The things you're saying they're getting, they're not getting.
And what is also
So they're not getting free housing in New York?
No, you automatically are granted housing.
No, you say you want asylum at a port of entry, and then they get you through the documented process, but you are still an illegal alien.
Wait.
You're searching
you think they're just giving asylum seekers housing, just like en masse?
Well, 20 million people came across the border in the last, what was it, 3 years?
Do you think 20 million asylum seekers came across the border in the last 2-3 years?
I would say out of those 20 million, I'd say probably 8-9 probably are asylum seekers.
Not even close, friend. Like you are off by millions. Would you like me to give you the good morning, Chris? Would you like me to give you the actual numbers? Because in 2023 alone, only 478,000 people entered the U.S. with asylum. 2022 was 253,000. 2021 was 88,000. So where are we getting 8 or 9 million? I don't know.
Well, that's the estimate is 20 million undocumented in the last couple of years.
Yeah, but they're not. First, a few things to correct here. Where do you think the bulk of undocumented immigrants come from? Like, how do you think they get here?
Ports of entry.
Well, yeah, but how? Like, are they crossing borders? What do you think they're doing?
Well, you have many that come across the southern border, many that come in from California, many that come in from other ports of entry on the East Coast.
So 60% of all people who are undocumented in the U.S. are here on visa overstays. So we know who they are. So this idea that we don't know who these undocumented people are is just not true. We know who they are because they were vetted to get here on a visa. They just overstayed that visa. 60%.
So why are they still here?
Because they didn't want to leave.
Well, yeah, but also the last administration did nothing to, what's it called, fix that problem of people overstaying their visa. Like actually prosecuting them, finding them.
Well, we don't need to find them. We know where they are.
Yeah. Also,
well, I know, but ICE would have to go and pick them up.
What do you think that is? Like, do you think that that's what kind of felony is that? Like overstaying your visa?
I don't know the actual law statute for it.
It's a misdemeanor.
Yeah, but wouldn't you still get deported?
Do you want to put somebody in jail if they overstay their visa for a couple weeks, or at what point?
Well, that's what be personal responsibility. You have to have some sort of repercussion for that.
Well, but at what point? Like, that's what I'm asking. Like, let's say my mom is going to come on a travel visa next year in January because, I'm having a baby, so she's going to come and stay with me. At what point are you going to put her in jail?
Congratulations. And I wouldn't say put her in jail. I'm saying just send her back to the country of origin.
Yeah, but at what point? Like immediately the day after her visa expires? Or?
I would give it.
Like if
you
say
a month. I'd say a month is pretty fine.
So wait, can we I just want to go through a few things here because you said, that the reason why we need to squash undocumented immigration is because we don't know who these people are coming through, so they could commit crimes and whatnot, but we know who most of them are. We know who the majority of them are. They're people who have been vetted. They've been vetted.
Those 20 million are also those people that have overstayed the welcome, or the people that have crossed.
60% of all people who are in this country illegally, undocumented, are on visa overstays.
I'm not talking about the 60% of the all.
So then you're not talking about
the last few years.
Great. So you're not talking about the 20 million number then. What's 40% of 20 million then?
40% of 20. What is that? I'm bad at math.
So you're only talking about 8 million people right now. So 8 million people are the people you're talking about. If I don't believe the 20 million number is accurate, but if it is, you're talking about only 8 million people.
That's still 8 million people.
Mm-hmm. So 8 million people we need to just kick out immediately because we don't know who they are. Is the claim?
Pretty much.
Okay. And you don't care about the like economic repercussions that would have on our society?
No, I understand the economic repercussions, but also some things have to get worse before they get better. That's kind of the whole thing with tax and tariffs.
Can I jump in on this?
Go ahead,
yeah, Jovan. One, that's an very erroneous claim. Let's start with Florida, right? There's a reason why that they became the most expensive state, finally jumping California. And the only reason why California is in the rate that it is because it's 220 billion of revenue. They actually have to go pay for the Bible Belt red states, which I don't think is very fair. But they already did a mass deportation operation, and it resulted in them losing 1.8 trillion to the whole state. A lot of their commodities experienced hyperinflation. Housing went up because a lot of those undocumented migrants took up a large fraction of the housing industry. And hold on a second, we didn't make money off of tariffs the first time, so how's it going to be any different this time? And we have 16 Nobel Peace Prize economists. We have a lot of the right-leaning economists all saying, oh, wow, this is going to cause inflation. Because when you put blanket tariffs on everything, as soon as you run into a commodity that we don't have infrastructure for, then the business and the consumer is going to pay for it. For example, Elon Musk cannot just magically make a bunch of cobalt mines that we've never had before. That's impossible. So yeah, you're going to tank the economy, and it will not get better because right now we have like 8 million open jobs, even with these migrants helping to solve that problem. So no, it will not get better, and tariffs on a consensus will make this worse on top of that. Thank you.
I feel you, Aid. Well, we could just make 8 million babies, though, all of a sudden. Have you thought of that?
No, I was muted. Sorry.
Oh, yeah, you're on mute, brother.
I muted myself. I also muted Austin because of the background noise. So, Austin, you can unmute. Yeah. But yeah, I was also muted.
Yeah.
Also, real quick, chat, look at the screen. We've got Anti-Maga Monday, which is today. Tomorrow will be Trickle Down Tuesday, Woke Wednesdays, and then we need a Thursday and a Friday one as well. I'm thinking Foreign Affair Friday, where we'll talk about like Gaza, Palestine, Russia, Ukraine, things like that. But I don't know that I will not get banned. So I don't know what to do for Thursday or Friday. So give thick Thursdays is crazy. Give ideas, and if I see something I like, we'll go with it.
Finance Friday.
That's Trickle Down Tuesday, friend.
Oh, never mind. My bad. I forgot. Oops.
Trickle Down Tuesday is the economy.
Yeah.
I believe that's a little bit of speculation on the economics part when it is all speculatory. Same way.
Austin, it's not speculatory that we lost money off of blanket tariffs. Like, I can give you actually those exact numbers. That was a dumb policy. Like that already happened.
Yes, but we have made money off of tariffs in the past.
Yeah, targeted tariffs, because you only target the tariff. So actually, let's go ahead and test this theory out. All right, cool. So you only make money off of tariffs on the commodities that you have infrastructure for. So let's go ahead. Trump wants to do baseline. That means tariffs on everything. How long does it take to build infrastructure on average?
what type of infrastructure? What do you
For
mean?
anything, right? Large amounts of factories, data warehouses, anything, right? How long
Some
does
can
it?
go up in a year, some can go up in 6 months, depending on the
Okay,
size.
so you, sir, you are lowball. I can't tell if you're being intellectually dishonest or just lowballing. For sustainable across all industries, the average is 15 years. Now, can you build
That's not
15?
true.
Can you build? Yes, it is. So now, can you build 15 years of infrastructure to create sustainable, right, for all the commodities for we're self-reliant? By the way, that's impossible because there's some things we just don't got. We don't got large amounts of minerals. Now, can we do that in 4 years so that way the tariffs don't actually hurt us?
What do you mean we don't have large deposits of minerals?
According to S&P Global, we are one of the most mineral less parts of the world, but that's fine because we can import these things. So when I'm saying that we don't have minerals, we don't literally have enough to create the semiconductors thing. But you know what's cool? We can literally import that from Hanoi, from Africa, from South Korea. It's fine. But the problem is when you literally put a tariff on these goods for us, that's only going to hurt us. And the country that counter tariffs going to make more money and run away with it. That's like you can't just make a cobalt mine.
Chris here is correct. Like the Furry Friday is absolutely insane, Alina. The estimates are between 10 to 20 years in order for us to onshore manufacturing to where it needs to be to make up for all of the manufacturing that we have done in other countries. But the problem is this won't even happen.
I was misunderstanding. I thought you were meaning let's setting up one factory.
In order for us to cover the burden, it would take us 10 to 20 years to onshore full manufacturing. But the problem is companies don't want to fucking do that. Why would a company want to pay an American worker $20 an hour to make whatever little trinket needs to go? Because you got to remember, America has a lot of manufacturing, but it's advanced manufacturing. We take all of the pieces we get from other things and put them together into complex machines, right? America's really good about advanced manufacturing. So I don't want us to focus on the small scale stuff when China can do the small scale stuff super easily. When other countries can do the small scale stuff super easily.
We are relying on other countries that are using slave
and they rely on us.
Those things.
Well, hold on. Okay. So I'm not going to deny that there are labor issues in a bunch of other countries, but to act like we don't also rely on slave labor in the US is crazy because we do too.
Yeah.
Well, if you're using illegal immigrants, yes.
Not even just that. We our prison system is filled with slave labor.
Austin, if you talk over Kiara one more time, I will drop you.
Oh God, y'all have talked over me. It's this. I'm trying to be as respectful.
I haven't said
as
a word,
can.
so don't y'all it. I haven't said a damn word.
Okay. No, it's okay. It's fine. I was just essentially talking about the global market because it's not like we only rely on China as in America, like the global market does, because the market share for export is about over 30% from China. So how are you going to reconcile the other exchanges that we do with other countries if they're also reliant on pieces and parts that come from China? How is that going to work?
Do you mind re-saying that? Sorry.
Also, he just walked himself into a fallacy. So let's go ahead and play your paradigm, right? Let's go to this hypocrisy fallacy, tu kokwe, right? Now, it's actually very important that we don't do mass deportation now because guess what? A lot of those infrastructures still requires hard labor jobs, right? So with that being said, that's proof, right? You're talking about slave labor. Okay, everybody kind of does it right now. That's kind of the flaw in the world. But you know what doesn't make that better? Mass deporting a bunch of migrants that's going to be able to process those raw materials while we still have an 8 million job shortage. So yeah, there we go.
Doesn't mean you could mass deport them, give them the option of, hey, sign this work visa.
That's
you get
slavery.
These things.
Wait, hold on. Whoa, wait. Why would we mass deport? First of all, mass deportation is going to cost us what are the estimates right now? 80 to 90 billion dollars.
Per year.
So it's going to cost us $88 billion. We're then going to lose $100 billion. But then we're going to say, sign this work visa and come back. So we're going to go through the whole process, spend $88 billion just to let them back in.
My question is, do you think they should have been here in the first place?
I think they're here.
Question?
I think if we want to talk about why they're here, let's talk about why they're here. They're here because Donald Trump made it harder to immigrate legally. So of course the immigration number skyrocketed. He made it harder for legal immigration to happen. Donald Trump, I'll give you the exact numbers. I have the exact numbers right here. I'll put them up on screen to just make it so that everybody can see. First of all, we're going to do a teachable moment. Teachable moment, everybody. Teachable moment. First and foremost, Donald Trump, they lowered the green card. By November 2020, the Trump administration reduced the number of green cards issued to people abroad by at least 418,000. So he wasn't giving green cards. And the number of non-immigrant visas by 11 million. So when we sit here and we go, damn, that's crazy that like almost 12 million people illegally entered the country under Biden, which is real close to the number of people that weren't given visas by Trump. So like this idea that you fix immigration, but the way you fix immigration is by letting people in. When we restrict legal immigration, illegal immigration rises. That's just how that is. Also, Kiara, if you want to say something, go ahead. Now would be the time.
Did you not hear? I don't know if my phone's breaking up or something. I thought
You were muted that whole time, friend.
Oh, okay. Yeah, well, I mean, it's like also ideal to not fuck up somebody else's country if you don't want them to come over. You're less likely to be destabilized by the United States if you're in the United States.
Yo, big facts, Kiki.
Can I add one thing?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, was that muted?
Okay, I'll let him respond first. Yeah, good.
What I was going to say is I don't agree with how long it takes for our legal system to get people in here legally. Our immigration policy isn't the best. It should be fast tracked, but that also takes infrastructure and people to do that job.
Okay. So it'd take infrastructure and people, and we could fast track this. Was there, and just, I could be incorrect about this, was there a bill that was proposed that was going to give us the infrastructure and people to get through this quicker? I might be misremembering. Does anybody on the panel could answer?
I have some amnesia. I think I forgot, but I think you're onto something. Austin, do you know anything about that?
No.
Langfordville.
So there was a border bill. There was a border bill proposed that would do all of the things that you just said. It would give us the infrastructure. It would give us the people. And Trump told Republicans not to pass it. He said, don't pass it. Do you know why he said not to pass it? He said, because I need the border to be in chaos so I can win the election.
I haven't once said that I'm in favor for Trump. That's
no, I'm not saying you did. I'm not saying you did. But you did say, if I'm not mistaken, that you're in the middle, right? And it just seems weird to be in the middle when one person is doing things antithetical to some of the stuff you want to see happen.
Yeah, but I see antithetical things on the other side too. That's
oh,
kind of why I'm in the middle.
Sure. Let's go through that then. Like, what do you see on the other side?
Well, I think for the most part, it's social things. It's how we view each other, and the how's the best way to explain this?
Can you stop rolling marbles across your floor? That's why I keep muting you.
Well, I'm at work right now, and it's not rolling marbles. I was putting up a compressor gun.
Okay, well, that's what it sounds like. So just mute in between things that you're saying, please.
Okay. How's the best way to say this? It's more of the very liberal progressive side kind of influencing the younger generation to think a certain way. The same way that it is on the MAGA side of they're they're pushing people to think this one way instead of open discussion and open thought.
Can you give us an example? Because here's the thing. I'm a Republican that's now leaning very left, because if you're going to influence me to be tolerable of more of people, less racist, critical thinking, okay, that's something I would love to pass on to the next generation. I think that's great.
I think Morgan Freeman said it best. If you want race to stop being an issue, stop talking about it.
Okay, buddy. This is okay. Perfect. Let's go ahead. Now you've got my attention. Cool. So why is the right the ones doing things like in Florida, trying to literally, ban books that was highlighting the history of racism in the public school system, right? You don't just talk. Also, hate crimes against black people have only gone up between 2010 and 2024. So actually, let's go ahead and start there. How does not talking about and advocating against hate crimes make it go away? Go ahead.
Because you're not giving a voice to the person that did those things. You're not giving them, sorry. You're not highlighting them.
All right, cool. Perfect. So under your paradigm, one, you're not going to educate the community around you that hate crimes is wrong. Two, you're just going to let the person that did it actually get away with it. There's actually no statistical evidence that not advocating against these hate crimes actually makes it go down. So there we go. That's another one. Number two, right? So can you tell me what the benefit is, right? And Trump actually wants to, encourage this by getting rid of the DOE. What is the benefit of just not teaching things like the transatlantic slave trade, or the fact that we had Jim Crow laws, or the fact that we've had systemic racism, to kids, to show them to be a little bit more tolerable towards people that might not look like them? What's the point of just not talking about it in that context?
I'm not meaning not talk about it at all. I'm saying,
nope. Stand behind what you said. Go ahead.
Well, you're misrepresenting what I said.
You literally said don't talk about it.
No, don't talk about how race relations are now as an effect as, let me finish, please, as what it is now, of saying that we're at an all-time high for race relations. It's the media on both sides trying to make you mad about something. We've already been proven that by Facebook.
You're not answering my question. So forget about the media. We're talking about statistics. Hate crimes going up is something I can find on FBI, DHA, Pew Research, Statista. Keep the media out of it. You said that you stop talking about it, it's going to go away. Cool. So we've established that statistically
it's not
that
going to go away.
Okay, then there's the contradiction. So no, we're not going to stop advocating against racism. That is dumb.
It's not going to go away ever. Name me another non-homogenous nation that doesn't.
Literally, it will not go away, and it only gets worse if you don't advocate against it. You just made my point. So no, we will not stop advocating against racism. I don't know what world you live in where you're just a little child that made a mess. I'm going to go walk away from it, and then the mess is just never there. No, that is a hard no.
Yeah, I'm so confused. I'm just so confused how we can go like I'm so very confused how we can go. The left and the right are both doing these things. And the thing for the left that you said is they advocate against racism. They talk about racism. That's the issue.
Interesting.
Well, the issue isn't just racism. What I'm saying is they're advocate. You're demonizing the other side completely.
Why wouldn't I? Wait.
Demonizing them.
I really, the other side doesn't want them to do that. And you go, well, both sides. Like the both sides stuff is crazy, bro.
It's because he's not staunch in his art. So Austin, let's go ahead and test this theory, right? Let's go one at a time. So one side wants to ban books in many states that doesn't teach about, the history of the slave trade or the fact that we had Jim Crow and all this other stuff, right, leading up to the modern day. Can you quote me one time that the left is literally advocated for that? Go ahead.
Well, that would be cherry picking statistic. That's like one side.
No, I'm gonna go through everything, right? But here's the thing: it's important that we go one at a time. I'm not gonna cherry pick because I got the list of things. Let's go ahead now. Go ahead.
I don't know of the other side saying anything about books.
Okay, they've never once advocated to take this material out of schools. Okay, now let's talk about the anti-Arab sentiment, right? In the United States, there's been many right-leaning, politicians, that have endorsed anti-Arab rhetoric, right? Saying that the people here, for example, like the Palestinian Americans are dangerous, or like when Trump did like the Muslim ban that had nothing to do with anything going on overseas, it was domestically. When people like Christians, right, commit 4 times the domestic T attacks here. So can you tell me the left that spewed anti-Arab rhetoric?
No, that's not their space that they talk.
Okay, okay, cool. So we got 2 knocked out the way. All right, next, let's see. Let's go over women, right? So let's see. ABs, right, was on a steady decline from 1970 all the way down to when Trump appointed the judges for Roe versus Wade, right? So with that being said, right, they're the ones that have only pushed against women's autonomy and things like that. What about okay, cool. So what about the left?
Well, forcing what is it? Forcing ideology on children when it comes to sexuality.
No. Can you answer my question? Because this is the third thing, right? Then when we can go to your part, because I'm going to bury you on that too. So we got the anti-Arab. No, they're not censoring books about racism against Black people. No. What? Okay. So what about women's autonomy? When has the left been pushing against that? 2 other people.
Nope.
Okay, so now we're 0 for 3. So
also really quick question just to answer questions. K-Space, I don't know if I'm going to go till 10 or 11, maybe 11. I mean, we're having debates, so I'll go probably till at least 10:30. But also, just guys, just to give I do just have to do a commercial break real quick because it's been a while since we did one. Remember to gift the panelists if you like what the panelists are saying. Panelists are putting in emotional labor, so feel free to gift them. Gift me if you like morning lives, guys. If you like morning lives, please tip. The Cash App and Venmo are right there. When you tip in the morning, I'm able to keep doing morning lives for you guys, and we're able to keep doing the morning manifesto. Again, this is the Morning Manifesto with Jovan Bradley and guests. Welcome in if you haven't been in before. Today is Anti-Maga Monday, so we are going over MAGA stuff. If you disagree, you can hop in the guest request. We will take other disagreeers. But yeah, remember if you do tip, I will read your message if you type in read. But let's get back to it. Chris, go ahead and continue.
Yeah.
And if you send a hamster, I will make the hamster sound.
All right, cool. So I'm just going to go ahead and meet you at your point since you're kind of overthrowing mine. Okay, cool. Can you name me a piece of legislation that the Biden-Harris administration passed or tried to promote to the Department of Education that was literally saying, please push the LGBTQIA plus ideology on children, when they just, by the way, that happens to only be 1% of the world, by the way. But go ahead. Tell me where I can find that information.
I don't personally know.
Okay, so you're over here. So you're 0 for 4. All right. So with all due respect, Jovan, I think we got the sample size. You can go ahead. You can have this guy.
Yeah. So my issue, Austin, and it's an issue that I have with a lot of centrist / right leaners, because I do think most people in the middle of the aisle are just closeted right wingers that just don't want to admit it, is that this idea, like Glyph, thank you so much for the $10 super chat on YouTube. This idea that the left is trying to push ideology on people when the left is saying like, hey, just let people be who they are, right? We're not telling your kids to be trans. We're not telling your kids to be queer. I'm not telling your kids to be anything. We're saying let kids be what they are. Whereas the right is very specifically saying kids need to be straight. They need to be cisgender. They need to be only what we tell them to be. And any deviation from this norm is bad. I think this is just a contradiction in your thought process here.
Yeah, but there are states like California that allow kids to go on puberty blockers and things like that when it's not medically necessary.
Wait, who are you to determine what is medically necessary? Do you think the government should be telling parents what they can and can't do medically with their kids?
Well, I don't think they should allow parents to let their kids mutilate themselves.
Nobody's mutilating themselves. Wait, taking drugs is not mutilating yourself?
chemical castration is.
No, it's not.
Puberty blockers don't do that. You do. Can you tell me what a puberty blocker is?
I know it basically puts off their whether it's estrogen or testosterone, the amount that you're producing.
So there's no mutilation involved. Thank you.
But that couldn't that make them become undeveloped because they didn't have the proper
pubertal suppressants.
That still wouldn't be mutilation.
Yeah, but also pubertal suppressants just pause puberty. The minute you're done taking pubertal suppressants, you go through puberty again.
But I think you should naturally develop. That's part of it.
You still are naturally developing. What would be unnaturally developing about this? You would still go
not
through
going
puberty.
through puberty at the proper time.
What is there is no
Not when
proper time. Like what?
What do you mean there's no proper time?
There's no proper time. Like what are you talking about? When you say proper time, what do you mean?
Puberty age.
Which would be what?
For women, I believe it's a little earlier, anywhere from like 11 to 15 is main, and then guys, it's more like 14 to 18 to 19.
No, friend. Tanner stage 1 starts around like 10. Tanner stage 2 would start around like 13, 14. I'm sorry, Tanner stage 2 starts around 10. Tanner stage 3 would start around 13, 14. You're usually well done with puberty by the time you turn 18. But I just want to point out here, right? Who is the government to tell a parent what type of treatment that their children need?
No, I'm saying what I'm meaning is allow the kids to go through the natural progression till 18, then they can do whatever the fuck they want.
Okay. Do you know what happens? Also, hello, Katie. Do you know what happens when someone who is, let's take, for instance, a trans woman or a trans girl. If a trans girl goes through male puberty, do you know what is going to significantly get worse for them?
Tell me.
Their gender dysphoria. Do you know why gender dysphoria will get worse? Because their body will go through male puberty, and then all of the things that come with that will happen. So their voice will get deeper. They may get broader shoulders. They may grow up a lot taller. They may develop like more defined features on their face. They'll start growing body hair and facial hair at an exponential rate. These things all exacerbate gender dysphoria. And when gender dysphoria is exacerbated, they can develop comorbidities such as depression, anxiety, et cetera, and then they are going to be at bigger risk for suicidality because we did not allow them to go through safe and effective care for their gender dysphoria. Because you want the government to outlaw and force parents and force trans kids to go through with the puberty that you feel is correct, as opposed to letting the parents and doctors decide what is correct for their child.
I would also have to put out there also is, when it comes to that, a social aspect of, is that parent influencing the kid or are they not?
You cannot influence someone to have a different gender identity than they have. It is not something that's possible.
Yeah, I don't believe that at all.
If this
we have evidence.
Yeah, we have tons of it. Why is it the case that, conversion camps don't work?
Because it's forced.
Yeah. Trying to influence your kids would be trying to force them.
Yeah, but there's extreme force and then there's influencing. That's not the same thing.
So what's your evidence that you can influence gender identity? Because we do have evidence that you can't.
What would be the empirical data that we can't?
Right, so you've heard of John Money, probably?
No.
No, you haven't heard of John Money? Right, so John Money was a sick fuck. when a child was given a botched circumcision, he encouraged the parents to raise him as a girl. And this was from, I believe he was only 7 months old at the time, so he was a baby. He never believed he was a girl. He ended up unaliving himself.
So as a
W Flying Leech for the Venmo.
Yeah, yes, you can look up John Money.
Lines?
You can look up John Money. You can. This was.
I'm saying, was that one specific case, or is it like an actual study?
That was a case study.
Of a singular case.
Yes.
What do you think a case study is?
You do understand that we can't do case studies on this because what John Money did was disgusting and highly unethical. So we can't have case studies where we tell parents, hey, influence your kid to be a different gender. That would be disgusting.
And just to respond really quickly, I want to respond to the YouTube chat. I just want to respond to the YouTube chat. John Money is completely antithetical to basically everything that we know about gender today. John Money believed there was no linking between gender and sex whatsoever, which is just not the case of what we know about gender and sex today. We know that they are inherently linked. So nobody uses...
People like to coin John Money and Robert Stoller as the people who are like the leaders of this quote unquote ideology. John Money was, as I said, a sick fuck. We don't like him. We don't like what he did. John Money felt that you could absolutely influence gender identity, which is completely different than what we're saying, because he believed that gender identity didn't exist. He just believed in gender roles. He believed it as a behavioral thing. Robert Stoller coined gender identity, the term, but was extremely pro-conversion therapy. Right? So this is the thing, Austin, is yes, we have this one case of where they tried to influence someone to essentially be trans. It didn't work. And then we have all of the cases of where conversion therapy has never worked.
Austin, let me just ask you, do you think that parents could like influence their children to be gay?
I would say yes and no. I don't believe there's a singular, like, I believe there's people that are born gay. I don't think that it's just what you choose.
Well, I think everybody.
I don't believe that.
I think everybody that's gay was born that way, you know? I don't think there's anybody
I don't necessarily think that, because there are people that are gay and then they progress in life and then they're no longer gay.
Where?
I think for some people it can be a choice, and for some people it's...
Show me one of those people.
I don't know. There's a lot of trans people that will go to one side and then they'll deconvert later on in life because they know it's not what they wanted.
No, so there's not a lot.
Issue.
There's not a lot. There are detransitioners, but they're
in general.
I'm sorry?
There's not a lot of people that are transition in general,
yes, and of the 1% of the world that is trans, it's something like 0.4% of them that detransition, and then it's even less of them that do so because they're not trans.
So just to do another little teachable moment, this is a study. It's called Re-Identification with Birth Registered Sex in a Western Australian Pediatric Gender Clinic Cohort. So what this was doing is the largest and most thorough study that we have that assesses trans desistance, right? It found that of all the people who desisted, only 1% of youth desisted or detransitioned after they were prescribed puberty blockers and or cross-sex hormones. 1%. So they aren't en masse.
How long did that
transitioning?
6
years. This was a 6-year study from 2014 to 2020.
That's where I think to be definite in any of this, it needs to progress. We need more studies, in the sense of it's going to take longer amount of time to understand.
It's unethical to do this. It's unethical to like try to force someone to be a different gender. Like, it's unethical because they unalive themselves.
But also, here we go.
I'm not saying.
Here we go. Hold on, Austin. This is a study. This is an analysis of all applications for sex reassignment surgery in Sweden, 1960 to 2010, prevalence, incidence, and regrets. Of this, when they looked at the regret rate for bottom surgery in Sweden over 50 years, the regret rate was 2.2%. So there's your longitudinal study. 50 years. Is that long enough?
I would guess, Jovan, that when you go into the specifics, it's going to go into different reasons for the regret as well.
It does, yeah.
Yeah, which is going to be distinct because a lot of people take the 2.2% and assume that means that all of these people were not trans, whereas that's probably not the case. There's
about 60%. About 60% retransition later, and the reasons that they those people typically detransitioned were stated as stigma, financial stability, and familial support.
But I do want this to circle back to the main point of the talking point is, again, the left is not trying to force this ideology on anyone. This is an untrue statement. The right, however, is trying to forcibly keep this ideology away from people. The right is the one trying to force people into a specific box. The left is not doing this.
And I find it really odd that Mr. Libertarian seemed, I could tell that you've been wanting to talk about this, like kind of this entire conversation. You kept hinting at it earlier on in the conversation, but Mr. Libertarian here, Austin, really wants the government to control what trans people can and can't do and what parents of trans kids can and can't do. So he wants the government involved in people's medical decisions. That's really weird for a libertarian.
I was saying in the fact of protecting children from being influenced
You're not
one
fucking
way or
protecting. You're not protecting children. You don't know anything about this.
I do think it's so interesting that the verbiage. Just 1 second, Katie. I just want to say I think it's so interesting when we talk about the verbiage of like, well, we want to protect kids, when the actuality is these policies of just ignoring gender and ignoring that trans people exist and ignoring the help that Gender Affirming Care puts through, all it does is harm kids. It directly harms kids. There is nobody that going through this is going to protect. It will only harm.
Have you ever asked a trans person when they realized that they were trans? Have you ever spoken to a trans person?
Yes.
And what did you ask them that?
No, because that's not my. I'm not going to get in their business like that.
It's not your business. Well, it's not your business. You want the government in our business.
With their body, what an adult does with their body is not my business.
It's not your business what other children, like, it's not your business what other people's children are doing as well. Like, I don't know. But also, you're ignoring the fact that to be able to get these, like, medical aspects of transition, you have to meet certain criteria, and you're only getting this if the child is showing significant levels of distress. Like, it's not the parents walk in and go, I think my kids need puberty blockers. Okay, here you go. That's not how it fucking works.
I just don't believe the answer is to transition the kid at that young of an age, under the age of 18.
But you haven't been able to lie out.
What evidence do you have?
Yeah, I just want to point out, you haven't been able to substantiate what harm this would cause. You're just like, I don't like it, so let's not do it.
You're saying you don't think it's the right answer, but the reason that doctors believe this is the right answer is because this is what we have the most evidence for being useful to the child, actually having good outcomes for the child. You have nothing.
Yeah, there's literally no other treatment in medicine that is as efficacious as trans healthcare, because it is so heavily gatekept already.
Also, if we're just looking like blatantly at the contradictions here, like you said, you're a libertarian, but like all the things that you're in favor of are larger forms of government, which is crazy. If you're a libertarian, the government saying what medical treatment you can do, that's big government.
I think there's a time and place for big government to intervene, and there's a time for them not to.
Well,
when it comes to children,
it's not libertarian then.
Wait,
can I just a mod thing just real quick?
Hold on, guys. Katie,
I'm more of a libertarian. I'm more independent than anything. It's more just I align with a lot of the views of the independent party.
Okay, we're gonna let just boom. but we're gonna let Katie go.
I just want people to realize, like, if I see any, like, obviously intentional misgendering to anyone on the panel, you're going to get a warning mute. If you do it again, I'm going to mute you for the whole live. Like, you know what you're doing. You're not doing it here.
Can I ask him one thing, Javon?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, wow. You were, like, sitting so still, I thought you were frozen. That was kind of trippy. Austin, are you Christian?
No.
Okay, I was about to ask. Okay, what I was going to ask, you'd be like, why isn't the big government, doing something about the Roman Catholic PDF files that are actually statistically a lot more dangerous in the U.S. than anybody like Laney or anything? So that's something I would actually endorse the big government doing, actually going after things that does harm children like that. But yeah, anyway, I'll just pass that on to somebody else.
But also, if we're gonna talk about these like protecting children, why is it that Republican candidates are the ones who are always against child marriage bills? They're against bills where we're saying like, hey, we're gonna increase child marriage, we're gonna increase the age of child marriage, and Republicans go, no, we're not. It's gonna stay 14. Like, it kind of seems like one side is really not the side trying to protect kids.
Oh my gosh.
That's why I don't assign to that. That's why I don't assign to that party. I see, like I said before, I see that on both sides of the party line.
Austin, I literally just rung you out on 4 different things. Then you can't name me. And you literally can't name me one thing that the left has done. Stop saying that until you can actually prove it.
I
can say whatever I want. That's my personal belief.
Alina's trying to speak.
Alina's the co-host.
What about Faith Fridays? And
we can talk about religion,
like, religious things, but like religious things can also like pan into the stuff Austin's talking about, like traditional values or nuclear family, like all the different things. I don't know.
Calling it Faith Fridays though sounds like it's a Bible school.
That might bring ops.
We could do anti-faith Friday.
Ooh, as a play on Antifa.
Why don't we just do Antifa Friday?
Someone suggested that.
You might get taken down for that, though.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I was about to say, might want to be careful.
Like anti-fash Friday, like without. Could you do that?
Maybe you can trick the algorithm by putting the FA in like parentheses, but I don't know.
Double whack. But yeah, I don't traditional Thursdays. No. Faithless Friday? That's where we act out.
That's good.
Fatherless. What about Fatherless Friday?
Man,
too close to home. Too close to home.
Motherless Mondays.
Whether we're stealing from Jones.
We'll me and Alina will talk about it after the live today. We'll try to pick something.
But
I think Sappho Friday is pretty good.
I just don't understand. I just don't understand the fence sitting, Austin. I just feel like everything you've named,
Fence
you haven't named
Fridays.
Fence Sitter Fridays is great. You haven't named anything that's like negative of the left. You've only named stuff that like we point out that the right has been doing. It just seems weird to fence sit on those issues.
He did concern troll about trans people. That seems to be his main issue.
Well, children. That's what I was meaning.
Yeah,
it's like I don't care
nothing about child development. This is the issue. Like, you're talking on this as if you know anything about child development, as if you know anything of the treatment of mental health. Do you know anything about these topics?
Yes.
No, you don't.
I suffer from depression, and my brother had tried to kill himself inside my house.
Suffering from depression does not mean that you know how the treatment of mental health works.
Or the
that
treatment
means you know how you
but
have been
knowing
with
someone
your
that
mental
is
health
going
condition.
through the treatment and seeing it fail time and time again on what it's doing, because
treatment for depression is treatment for one mental health condition.
Yes, but you said I don't.
That doesn't mean you know how the model. What? I'm sorry. I'm just going to ask one question. Find out what model of treatment is mental health treated on.
What model?
Yeah, since you know about the treatment of mental health.
I don't remember the model.
You don't remember? Or
up.
you've never heard of it because you've never actually studied these things, and you're saying that you have knowledge because you have anecdotal experience of your own treatment of one single condition. I'm sorry, Ralph. I was talking.
Ralph is being emotional. Stop being so emotional.
Yeah, he's
Ralph.
the one that was misgendering people in the comments.
Shut up, you fat black piece of shit.
There we go, Ralph. Looks like we have an instant epic crash out from Ralph. Just an instant epic crash out from you, Ralph.
Grown ass fucking men playing dress up.
Instant crash out, Ralph.
This is the right
If you're a grown ass man in a fucking wig, bro, go fuck yourself.
Where's the
you people really think you matter?
Are you? Wait, I'm sorry. If you're going to disrespect Lainey, I'm gonna literally slap my dick on your forehead. So shut the fuck up. We had.
That was the guy that was misgendering in comments as well.
Oh, poop butt, come back.
He's definitely bald.
Oh, he's the thumb. I guarantee it. Come on back, buddy, little guy.
So this is what the right
Were you
does.
having certain feelings and it made you feel weird? It's okay. People see I'm pretty, and it really hurts them somehow. They get a certain kind of feeling, and then they wonder if they're gay. You're not. It's okay. I mean, I guess anybody who's attracted to me, no matter what your gender is, you're kind of a little gay because I'm non-binary. So either way. But you're also kind of not. It's confusing. I understand.
Lainey, how do you do your hair like that? Does your hair naturally curl like that? Or do you curl it?
It does. It's like a little wavy. I'll occasionally like boost it a bit, but yeah, it kind of just flips.
What do you guys think? Was Ralph an epic crash out, or was he just a little bit emotional?
I think he was having a mantrum.
I mean, he went there. He got there.
Do I need to make a mantrum one?
It's mine. You can keep emotional.
You didn't make up mantrum.
It is well known with me now.
You did not make up the term, though.
I didn't make up the term, but
You're doing that same thing that one lady in the South did, where she trademarked hun and everybody got mad at her. I don't know. It was on a Kitchen Nightmares episode.
Jovan, you have to help me figure out a setup to do the live studio. I need help. Which I have to
I can walk you through it. It just depends on if you have access. That being said, guys, it is time to end. Oh, what's up, Chico? I didn't even see Chico was in here.
I do have access. I hate PCs, so I'm gonna have to get a PC, I guess.
I got you. It is time that we end Morning Live. Morning Lives have come to an end. I want to thank all the panelists for being here. I know I said 10:30, but I lied. I want to thank all the panelists for being here. It was a great morning discussion. Tomorrow we'll be back with Trickle Down Tuesdays. So we're going to be talking about capitalism, communism, economics, all of that stuff tomorrow. I'll try to get more news up and everything like that. So we'll do Trickle Down Tuesdays, and then Thursdays, Woke Wednesdays, where we'll be doing like anti-racism topics, pro-LGBTQ topics that we're all going to do on like Woke Wednesday. So thank you to all the panelists for being here. Thank you guys for joining in. I love y'all so much, and I will see you guys tomorrow morning.
Much love. See you tomorrow.
Everybody else, thank you for watching. I hope you have a great rest of your day. You will find me here tonight on my Twitch at 5 p.m. for evening stream. Don't know what I'm gonna do, but we'll evening stream tonight, whether I do 1v1 debates or not. Thank you guys, and see you later.